planning on doing a series of videos, maybe 2 or 3, about practicing specific concepts to improve at them. Now, the first one, this video, is going to be about practicing and perhaps not succeeding at those things. And then I have at least one more, and that one will be succeeding at the same things, pushing on those and actually accomplishing what you set out to do. So just first, a little introduction about some of this. Like when I first started painting, probably for the first 150, maybe 200 even oil paintings that I did, I was bad enough at everything that there wasn't really specific concepts I needed to practice. I needed to practice everything, color, mixing color, where to put color, proportion, everything. So once I got a little more experience though, and kind of got down the basics a little better, I got to the point where I realized there were very specific things that I was kind of weak at. One of them is natural positions and natural poses for subjects. I felt like I wasn't getting that, and I needed to practice it, particularly subjects sitting, like sitting in chairs and looking like they are sitting as humans actually sit. Another thing is hands. I felt like, I still feel like I'm very hit and miss on those. So I've tried to practice that a little bit more, but I have not been very good about that. So particularly the sitting position thing though, in this painting that I have on screen, I wanted to practice that sitting position. I've long enjoyed also nature backgrounds. It's not really a point of emphasis practice, it's just something that I really enjoy, probably from all the Joy of Painting Bob Ross episodes that I've watched. It's just fun for me to add a little nature to the background. But, the sitting position, certainly I wanted to practice here with this painting. And I've practiced with, if you've seen any of the social media stuff that I share, I practice that a lot. And certainly with mixed results, I would say. Sometimes it looks pretty good. The subject does look relaxed and the sitting pose is normal and natural. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just not very good. It just doesn't look natural. In the painting that I have on screen, I feel like I really failed at what I wanted to accomplish, particularly when I had a concept in my head about how the subject should look, what the sitting position and pose should look like. The result that I achieved just doesn't look like what I wanted. I felt like the angles were wrong too. Maybe some of the proportions were wrong in terms of arm length and arm position. And I also wanted the subject's hands to be visible. I ran out of space. I don't really plan these out too much ahead of time, like not really any sketching or anything. So with this one, I just ended up not eyeballing it right, and the hand was cut off. That is something that happens to me sometimes, but it's unfortunate wanting to practice that here and it didn't work. So there were a lot of struggles with this piece, and even though looking at it now a couple of weeks later, it looks fine overall, just generally as a painting, but as I said, the things I had in my head that I wanted to do with it, I wasn't able to achieve. So from that perspective, it really kind of was a failure at trying to specifically practice those concepts that I wanted to. That's kind of something that happens, I think, a lot when you're really pushing on things that you're weaker at. You might encounter those roadblocks somewhat frequently. There'll be some victories, but there'll also be some of those failures, and that's okay. I think that's important to emphasize, that that's part of the process. That's part of the learning process. Failure is totally okay, and it's instructive even, because with this piece, the things that I was not successful on, I was able to think about. I didn't beat myself up about them. That's not necessary. You don't have to drag yourself through the mud, but I was able to look at those things and see how I could get better for the next one. Okay, next time I will pay a little more attention as I'm kind of sketching out with paint, because I do the underpainting just kind of with a looser, thinned down paint. I'll just be a little more conscientious as I'm looking at that. Really focus up and pay attention. I know I need to be focused during that part. So, just knowing that there's certain things you need to pay more attention to next time, taking lessons from those less successful pieces, from the pieces that you feel like could have been better. I think that's important, and that's part of it. And as you continue to practice and put in more work, certainly I think those failures start to appear less and less. So I have another, it's not exactly the same piece, but I did try to do the same subject, what I would consider to be a successful implementation of the planned concepts. So that video will be coming soon. I've already finished that painting, so it was nice to be able to do a quick turnaround and show what I deem a success. So that'll be coming soon. So thank you for watching this one. Hope to see you for the next video.